Caught off my engagement when my fiancé secretly used our wedding money to put down payment on a $100,000 Porsche. Then, I found out he had also maxed out our credit cards and lied about it for months. Hi everyone, I'm 25F, and I've been engaged to Jake as 26 men for almost 2 years. We've been together for 5 years, living together for 3. We're both about to graduate with our master's degrees in the next month. I'm in computer science, focusing on data engineering, and Jake is finishing up his MBA. For context, our relationship has been through its fair share of ups and downs, but overall, I thought we were on the same page about our future, until recently. When we first started dating in college, we were both broke, living off ramen and student loans. Jake's family helped him out a little, but after my parents' divorce, I was mostly on my own, working part jobs just to scrape by. I've always been financially independent. Jake wasn't as careful with his money back then. He would blow through his allowance from his parents in a week and then struggle until they sent more. I didn't think too much of it because, hey, who hasn't made dumb financial choices in college, right? Fast forward to now. We got engaged after finishing our undergrad and decided to combine our finances in preparation for marriage. Since I'm the more organized one, I've been managing our budget, and Jake agreed to let me handle the numbers. Our financial plan is structured carefully with specific savings goals for things like our wedding, future house, emergency funds, and in retirement we each get an equal amount of personal spending money. A year ago, I inherited about darja from my grandmother when she passed, and I kept it separate from our joint finances because she had specific wishes for how it should be used: education, house, or retirement, and I wanted to honor that. Jake, on the other hand, spends his personal funds impulsively, mainly on video games, gaming services, and in-game purchases. It's never bothered me because that's what our personal accounts are for. Freedom to spend without judgment. We've been planning our wedding for next spring. Nothing extravagant, just a simple ceremony at a botanical garden with about 80 guests and a reception at a nearby restaurant. We had saved up $1,000 so far with a goal of reaching $155,000 by the year. It was all going smoothly until last week. I noticed $300 missing from our wedding fund, which immediately raised red flags. On the Gerrit, I checked the transaction history and saw that Jake transferred the money to his personal account a few days earlier. I was completely shocked when I confronted him. He casually mentioned that he had put a down payment on new Porsche Taycan, a car that costs around $90,000 at minimum. This wasn't some spur-of-the-moment decision. He'd been test driving various models for weeks without telling me. When I asked him why he made such a large financial decision without consulting me, he got defensive. He said I should be excited for him and accused me of always focusing on our plans and goals and never his needs. For once, I want something for myself, he said, glaring at me. I just accepted a $150,000 job offer at a tech company. But Jake is still interviewing for positions, turning down offers because they don't meet his high standards. Sure, we could technically afford the monthly payments on the Porsche based on my salary, but it would massively impact our ability to save for a house, which is our top priority. What really hit me was how Jake didn't even consider consulting me first, let alone respect the financial goals we had been working towards together. I just don't know how to handle this situation. Me and my friends think I'm overacting and should let Jake have his toy if we can afford it, but this feels like a betrayal of the trust and partnership we've built. Am I overacting here? How do I make him understand that this isn't about the car itself, but about making major financial decisions as a team? Has anyone been through something similar? First update. It's been a few days since I posted this, and I just want to thank everyone for the overwhelming responses. I've been thinking a lot about everything, and after spending some time reflecting, I decided to have a serious conversation with Jake about the situation. I came back from staying at my sister's place and sat Jake down in our living room to talk. I told him I love him and want our relationship to work, and his actions regarding the Porsche had raised some fundamental concerns. I told him I wasn't opposed to him having nice things, but that making such a big decision without consulting me felt like a betrayal of our mutual financial goals. Jake's response was shocking. Instead of owning up to his actions, he told me that he had already signed the purchase agreement for the car and used not just the $3,500 from our wedding fund, but also taken out a personal loan for an additional $15,500 covered a down payment. The car's total cost, after all the extras he'd added, was over $97,000. He then said, we'll figure it out. You're making good money now. He suggested we could just delay buying the house and have a core house instead of all the fancy stuff we were planning. He even had the nerve to suggest using my inheritance to help cover the car's costs. When I reminded him that my inheritance was to be used for long-term investments, not for his luxury car, he scoffed and said, your grandmother would have wanted you to be happy. Supporting me would make you happy. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. He was so dismissive of everything we had agreed on. This isn't just about the car, it's about his complete disregard for our plans, our future, and his assumption that my income should be used for his wants. I've seen a lot of comments asking why I didn't notice the credit card debt earlier. The truth is, Jake was supposed to handle the payments for our joint credit card. I trusted him to pay it off each month as we agreed. It wasn't until I started digging into our finances that I found out he had maxed it out and only been paying the minimum for months. That's when I discovered the full extent of the debt of the $12,000 in expenses I knew nothing about, including pricey dinners, gifts for someone Nadel, and gaming wedding equipment. Some of you also suggested couples counseling, but when I brought it up, he said Jake refused. He said we didn't need some stranger telling us how to handle our business, which I found frustrating. This just further confirmed that Jake isn't willing to put in the work to address our issues. Second update. It's been alien. It's been a month since I made the decision to break up with Jake, and things have been emotionally draining but necessary. I've been moving forward, but it hasn't been easy. Jake has been texting me non-stop, alternating between apologizing and accusing me of overacting. I'm still in the process of sorting out the details of the break, canceling the wedding, separating our finances, and moving into a new apartment. It's been difficult, especially since Jake hasn't fully accepted the breakup. He's been telling our mutual friends that I left him for a car and that I'm being materialistic. Narrative. It's so frustrating to hear him twist the narrative. His parents finally reached out to me, and surprisingly, they've been understanding. His mom admitted they'd been worried about Jake's spending habits for years but didn't want to interfere in our relationship. His father even told me that Jake had run up over $1,000 in credit card debt in the past, which they had to bail him out of. It seems like Jake has always had trouble with money, and I didn't know the full extent of it until now. I'm getting a lot of questions about how I'm feeling now, honestly. I've had moments where I've doubted my decision, wondering if I should have tried harder to make it work. But then I remember how Jake raked and I confronted him, his refusal to take responsibility for his actions, his attempts to manipulate me, and his lack of respect for our future together made it clear that this was the right decision. I've started focusing on my career and get my finances in order. I'm feeling more confident now that I'm on my own. All fair, and I'm really grateful for support I've gotten from my family and friends. Final update. Well, it's been a challenging few months, but I'm finally feeling at peace with my decision. I'm settled into my new apartment, focusing on my career, focusing on my finances back on track. I'm not looking back. Jake is still struggling with the consequence of his decisions. I heard through mutual friends that he's trying to get out of the Porsche contract, but the dealership is being difficult, and he's facing hefty financial penalties. His parents aren't bailing him out anymore, and he's apparently posting on social media about how materialistic women can't appreciate a man with ambition. As for me, I'm doing great. I'm working at my new job and looking forward to the future. I've learned a lot from this experience. Go with hell, and while it wasn't easy, I'm glad I made choice for myself. I'm looking forward to my next chapter. I'm leaving all behind. Thanks Reddit for your advice and support. It really helped me see things more clearly and gave me the strength to do what was best for me.